Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the fucking crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
There seems to be something very strange going on out there in the cosmos, but I just can't put my finger on what this could be. There appears to be a disturbance of some kind that even I can feel from way out here. A disturbance to do with time, perhaps? I know that I felt this strange energy from somewhere before, but where? Well, whatever it is, I sure do hope that it doesn't decide to make its way here.
As our story now continues back inside of Universe 10, with Goku Black now seemingly putting these time rings into question, as with Goku Black now shown having to address his angel Cuss, it was only upon him now being shown doing so where Goku Black went on to ask, "Tell me something, Angel, am I limited to any world or timeline by using these if I were to want to go into the worlds which I seek? My goal is to find the strongest version of Zamasu that I can and make him as my Supreme Kai with I as their new god of destruction. So now tell me." "Well, as long as you don't make your presence known to the other gods," Cuss responds, "you will not be detected nor found. But I must now ask, what is your goal once you find this stronger Zamasu that you're seeking out? Why are you in search for him exactly?" With Goku Black responding, "Simple, to make an example of the gods with Zamasu's immortality as a Kaioshin, as with him in the place as being my direct lifeline, I could never die no matter the cause, and so that is exactly what I'm going to go out and find by using these time rings. I don't see the need of wishing to become immortal when I can have Zamasu at my side to ensure that we never fail like how we failed before ever again." "Wait, and what if Lord Zeno finds out about what it is that you're trying to do?" Gowasu went on to then ask. "Surely someone is bound to get back to him with what it is that you are doing," with Black responding, "That little runt will be the last one on my list once everything has been said and done involving all of the mortals and gods across the multiverse. He does not concern me at the moment. He, just like all things, must possess some kind of weakness," Black continues, "and I will stop at nothing to find out what that is once my Zero Mortals plan is finally complete. Goku and Vegeta are my primary targets at the moment, and soon after it'll be Beerus and the rest of those worms from the 7th who will die. And as for you," Black went on to point, "you are going to help aid me in killing off the angels so that they don't stand in my way of complete control, right, Cuss?" "Though I am to remain without having a bias here," Cuss went on to respond, "I will go and let you off here with only one warning, and I will not repeat myself to you again," she says. "Choose your words and actions very wisely, Black. Do not turn this into an issue that you cannot possibly handle yourself," she says, "and for your sake, I would advise for you to never point at me like that ever again. I hope you are able to understand, because you are starting to become a bit too carried away there with how you are handling things." "Surely you aren't threatening me, are you, Angel?" Black asks. "That wouldn't be very angel-like of you to do, considering how you are the one who should be listening to me and not the other way around. I will not have anything come in between my plans, especially not this time around after seeing all that I saw. I'll find a way if you won't do it for me, Black continues. After all, I am using the body of one of the greatest warriors to ever exist, am I right? And so using Son Goku's power to its absolute peak will be just the edge that I need in order to destroy them all once I see them. You will of course all soon see. Now come now, Black adds. There is much that needs to be done and I refuse to waste any more time with you all here, he says. It's time that I find you, the strongest Zamasu to be my Kai. And so you'll be coming with me, Black went on to grab Gowasu, you little worm. You're going to be my guide. Anything less than what it is that I ask of you and you will die, Gowasu. And don't worry, Cuss. We will be back shortly once he brings me to where I need to go. You just stay right there. To which upon Black now being shown taking Gowasu through a portal, that was when Angel Cuss went on to respond, oh, what a truly disgusting creature he is. And I do hope that his plan is discovered so that he may finally get what is coming to him. Oh, if only I can do something to stop him. Or perhaps maybe I can. To which all the while in the meantime, when then venturing on over to a different timeline, we only from that point then get to see how both future Zamasu and Gowasu were shown interacting as Zamasu went on to respond, tell me something, Master Gowasu, why are mortals given the liberty to choose to do horrible things to one another, and if they know that it simply isn't in their nature to do bad things? How come these mortals thrive on battles and wars when they all know that it won't bring them any sense of peace? With Gowasu responding, well, because it creates balance, Zamasu. It's not that they don't understand the nature of doing such things, but it is the result of the free will that they have that allows for them to make such choices, Gowasu continues. There is no such thing as there being anything that is without some form of control and balance. These wars that they wage, it is all a means to fight for peace amongst those who threaten to take that away from them. Every action isn't without meaning, Gowasu. You are judging these beings simply due to the fact of your position, am I wrong? Strip that all away and what are you compared to them? Mortal, Gowasu continues, a god without their ability to reign is simply a high-ranking mortal compared to the rest. Do not judge that Saiyan nor anyone else because you feel like you must, with Zamasu responding, and so then why aren't the gods of destruction more careful about what these mortals choose to do then? And I can understand having these mortals fight for a brighter tomorrow, but what is the purpose in all of this if they aren't gods like us? I guess I'm only looking at this from a point of view which I seem to share amongst some kind of bias on, and so perhaps maybe I was wrong, but then it was unbeknownst to both Gowasu and Zamasu now from behind them, where all of a sudden a black portal had then emerged with Goku's blast having to then emanate from the darkness and responding, well, it's been far too long since we last greeted one another, Master. That energy, and that voice. No, certainly this isn't what I think it is. It can't be, with Black responding, oh, but I'm afraid that it is, you little worm. My, bravo on managing to stay alive in almost every timeline that I traveled into, Gowasu. But of all the timelines that I wanted to go into, this was exactly the one that I was searching for. The strongest Zamasu among them all. Hello there, other me. Yes, it is so good to finally see you here, Black continues. And I take it that you've already come across and battled against that disgusting mortal from the 7th, Goku, right? So how is about we cut right to the point and not waste any of our time then, huh? What is this, Gowasu went on to question? Who are you? And why are you referring to me as Master for? You look like that Saiyan who was just here not long ago from the 7th. What a horribly twisted, dark energy I'm sensing, with Zamasu responding, and that there behind him, look. Wait, Gowasu continues, tell me that it's not true. What is going on here? I demand for you to tell us who you are and why you are here, with Black responding, well, of course, certainly. I didn't come here to banter with you over meaningless things, Master, and so I'm not here for you. No, I'm actually here for me. Well, the other me, that is. You see, I am you, Zamasu, the warrior whom you've done battle with. His body is mine, and I am here to restore your sense of judgment so that you can see on why every mortal within every existing universe must be erased without a trace. And of course, with him here by my side to see it all unfold for himself, Black continues, who better than to tell you about these mortals than by, of course, Gowasu here himself. Isn't that right, you little rat? Wait, so are you saying that you are the Zamasu from another timeline, Gowasu questions? What have you done? With Black responding, indeed I am. And so I came here to have Zamasu over there join me just as he once did. Together there will be nothing and no one who will stand in our way. It's for the greater good. So you could either agree to hear what I have to say and join me, or I will be forced to kill you all and move on to another world where another Zamasu will join me. So, what do you say? You saw with your own eyes on how horrible these mortals are, Zamasu. Don't be a pawn to this old Kaioshin and join me at my side as we rule the multiverse together as one. Oh, enough of your lies, heathen, Zamasu went on to shout. You will not set foot onto our land and threaten us with death. To which, as soon as Zamasu was now shown dashing towards Black, that was when Gowasu went on to shout, Zamasu, no, don't fight him! Well, this is certainly a surprise, Black went on to respond after being shown catching Zamasu's punch. Of all the possible outcomes that I could have foreseen, I never would have expected to be battling against an alternate version of myself like this. So, you still haven't fully been taken over by your hatred for these mortals, I see. You are making a grave mistake by striking me, Zamasu, and I will not be so kind to tolerate your rebellion against me, with Zamasu asking, What are you talking about? I'm talking about your destiny, you fool. Listen to what it is that I am telling you and open your mind to the truth that stands before you. Everything that you and I have come to know could be ours, can't you see? I know you feel the need to destroy these mortals just as much as I do, and that's because you and I are one and the same. And so I will only tell you this once, Zamasu. Join me at my side and together we could rule over the multiverse with an iron fist, or die in your own regret of never being able to ever see the day where you live long enough to fulfill your potential. You're insane, Zamasu shouts. Now how could you claim to be any different when you are no better than the mortals who continue to destroy themselves? How pathetic of you to even dare compare me to such creatures, Black went on to shout. And here I was expecting more from you. Now I guess it's true about what they say. If you ever want something to be done, then it's best if you go off and get it done yourself. It's pitiful, Kaioshin. Now then, I guess I am left with no other choice than to finish you off and move on to the next timeline then, in hopes of searching for a better suited version of myself who will do what is right, Black says. And between you and I, Master, I never got tired of watching you die by my hand, so you stay right where you are. This will only take a second, but then, it was just before Goku Black could act upon having to kill Gowasu from this timeline, where Zamasu had now jumped in from out of nowhere, and from that point being shown tackling Black onto the ground by shouting, That's enough! You will not harm Master Gowasu! Oh, well. So, you aren't the coward that I thought you'd be after all. But putting your hands on me was a big mistake there, Zamasu. It would be far too easy to just simply end your life now, and so how about you and I have some fun? You're a lot stronger than the other Zamasus I ran into, and so go on then and show me what you're made of, and I'll respond in kind. To which that was exactly what Zamasu did, because upon having to now create an energy sword, that was when Zamasu was shown dashing on in by shouting, Enough of your lies, lies and do battle with me right now! To which, as the two were now shown engaging, that was when the present Gowasu went on to address the future Gowasu by shouting, Hey you, future me, over here. You have to listen to me for we are running out of time here. Though I doubt that Black will destroy the Zamasu of this timeline, if something isn't done to sway Zamasu's mind into going against what Black is trying to suck him into, then everything as we know it will then be destroyed, and so you must not let him turn. What Black is saying is unfortunately true, the present Gowasu continues, for he is indeed the Zamasu of my timeline, but nevertheless, we cannot have the two of them join forces as they did before, or everything will be destroyed. Oh, so you are saying that this had happened before, the future Gowasu went on to ask? So then how do we stop this then? What is your plan? With the present Gowasu responding, Black is looking for an alternate version of himself in order to make that Zamasu his current Supreme Kai, thus ridding me of my duty by from there ending my life. But I managed to sneak a time ring away from Black, and so you must make sure to give this to Zamasu in order for him to see that what Black is saying is simply as a means of using him. Black wants to use Zamasu as his pawn. Please make sure that no matter what happens with him, that he gets this ring and sees the lies that Black is spreading, the present Gowasu said. Though I understand that Black is far stronger than Zamasu, the point isn't to have Zamasu surpass Black in power, but to simply understand the lies that he is being fed, so that way he can make his own decision on what to do, with the future Gowasu responding, that is if he doesn't die out there against Black, but just give it here, and I will make sure that Zamasu gets this ring so that he may go and find the answers that he seeks himself. And I just hope that it is not too late for him by now, with the present Gowasu responding, and I don't believe that it is. He hasn't been fully corrupted at his core, which means that there is still a chance to change things before it is too late. To which, upon Goku Black now shown having to beat Zamasu all throughout the landscape, it was only upon as Goku Black was doing this where Black went on to respond, was that it? Was that all of the power that you had, Zamasu? Just take a look at how hopeless and pathetic you are without me to guide you. Together we could become the apex of the entire multiverse. And with you at my side as an immortal, and with me as the strongest to exist, and together we could go on to create the ultimate warrior of power once merged. But instead, you would rather have it to where you care about your precious master more than wanting absolute power, Black shouts. And so maybe this beating ought to open your eyes to the truth of all things. The truth behind what your true purpose is and why you are fitting for so much more than being a simple Kaioshin. So now face it, without me, you are nothing. And so you know what I'm telling you is the truth. There is no need to resist these temptations of destroying these mortals, Zamasu. Then if you are truly me, Zamasu says, then why are you inhabiting the body of a Saiyan mortal? Why? Simple. So that I could know what it feels like to be exactly like them, yet to use their own vessel against them in order to complete my ultimate plan. If they love to destroy each other so much, then how come I can't go and use one of their own against them to seek out their desires, Black asks. You have no idea what awaits, Zamasu. But if you just so happen to go against me and not agree to stand by my side, then I will tear into your body and rip your heart out with my own bare hands and show it to you, so that just so you can see how serious I am. Everything could be ours to take, and so it all comes down to you and what you want to choose. Don't listen to anything that he says to you, Zamasu, the present Gowasu went on to shout. He is everything that goes against who you are at your very core, and so don't sink down to his level and give into his demands. You are far better than this, Gowasu shouts, and you are far better than anything that this monster wishes that he can be, with Black responding, you. I didn't hear anyone asking for your opinion on the matter, Gowasu. As a matter of fact, I think it's about time that you go and fade into obscurity, old man. To which, shockingly enough, as soon as Goku Black was now shown speed blitzing towards Gowasu and stabbing him in the chest, it was just upon with Black now shown killing Gowasu off where the current Gowasu went on to shout, "Oh damn it, Zamasu, Oh, what have you done? I did what I needed to do, and so now you just shut your mouth or you'll be the next to suffer the same fate as he did, Gowasu. Having one of you alive is more than enough for me to see my plans through. You are not what matters to me. Zamasu is what matters, as Zamasu went on to utter, Master Gowasu, why? What have you done, you monster? You haven't fully turned yet, and so I can understand why you are showing much compassion for the old fool, but soon you'll grow out of it, Black says. Perhaps you will come to see this for yourself if given the time to, and so I expect for you to do what you know is right once I return for you. You cannot hold this within you for much longer, and you know it, Zamasu, and so I will give you a bit of time, and when I return to you when the time is right, and so hopefully by then, you will accept my offer. You better make the right decision by the time I return to you, because this is going to be the last time that I tell you, Zamasu. I will not be too kind as to spare your life the second time around. Do you understand? You will either join me or you will die. The choice is yours to make. Do not let the death of this worm be what sways your mind, Black continues. We both know who and what you truly are and how you really feel deep within. Make the right call or perish, Black says. And so now that I've made my point crystal clear, let us return back to our world so that the Zero Mortals plan may finally resume, slave. Once Zamasu here agrees to side with me, you can expect our union to come to an end once that happens, Gowasu, and so let's go. In which, as Black was now shown taking Gowasu back to his timeline, that was when Zamasu went on to ask, what is he? Is this what I end up becoming from my hatred for these mortals, or was there something else that drove me down this path? Zamasu, don't do what he wants, a dying Gowasu went on to surprisingly say. Duh, Master Gowasu, you're still alive! Listen to me, Zamasu. You must not become what you just saw. If what that creature said were to be true, then you have truly lost your way, which is something that you can still change, and I need you to see this for yourself. That wasn't you, Gowasu continues. That isn't who you are destined to become, and so I need you to see this for yourself, Zamasu. But I don't understand. What are you asking for me to do, Master Gowasu? I am asking for you to go back and look into this so-called Goku Black for yourself and see that he is a walking contradiction of yourself. And if what the other Gowasu said is true, then you will fall if you stand with such a creature, Zamasu. This is not who you were meant to become, and this is not your destiny. I was given a time ring by the other Gowasu and was told that you must go into these worlds and see. I don't have long, so please take this time ring and go look into these worlds yourself, and you will find the truth. Please, Zamasu, don't turn. There is much more to you than what that creature said. If you give in to his demands, then you will simply become a pawn who will be used to do his dirty work for him, Zamasu. Please make things right. I can still sense good within you. There is still time for you to change things and not become a monster like the one you just saw. If mortals can change, then so can you, with Zamasu responding, but how am I even to know where I'm supposed to go? How do I know that anything will change? Master Gowasu? Oh no, please don't die, Master. Please, I'm sorry. I've failed you. I was too weak to make a difference against him. Oh, please, Master, forgive me. I never intended for it to be like this, and I'm sorry that I let you down. Oh, Black, how could I have turned out to be like him? How couldn't I have seen this coming? And I must go and find out what it was that Master Gowasu wanted me to see by using this time ring that was given to him by his counterpart, and why it was so important for me to go into these worlds, Zamasu says. Perhaps maybe there is something that I am simply not seeing on the surface that they would want for me to look into by going, he continues, and so I shouldn't waste any more time and head out now. And for what it's worth, no matter what it may be, I will get down to the bottom of who you really are and what you truly intend to do if it's the last thing that I do. How could you call yourself me yet use the body of another to do your bidding? I want to know everything that there is about where you came from and what it is that you intend to use me for in order to complete these plans of yours, Black. And I'm sorry that it had to come to this, Master, but I will see to it that the truth is revealed to me one way or another. And so it's better to put this on now and take my leave before he decides to change his mind. To which upon Zamasu now shown putting on the time ring, that was when he went on to then continue. What an incredibly overwhelming feeling. It's almost as if this time ring is trying to somehow speak to me and guide me. Yes, now I'm starting to see. Now then, open the gates to the world which I must see first, Zamasu shouts. Take me into the realm where the truth behind this Goku Black can be given onto me so that I may see. To whereupon Zamasu now being shown having to step through one of these portals, that was when Zamasu then went on to continue. And now then, whether it was Master Gowasu who was telling the truth or this so-called Goku Black, I will get down to the bottom of this and see which path it is that I am destined to walk down. And so I will know, and even if this means doing what I must, then I will do whatever it is that I need to in order to see this through until the very end, no matter what it is that happens to me, as it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Goku Black's Resurrection manga chapter number 8 special then comes to a close. Now, interestingly enough, it looks as though the present Zamasu now, or at least the one that Goku Black had traveled to, seems to be conflicted within in the idea that we now understand that he fully hasn't been corrupted by his hatred for the mortals entirely yet, but at the same time, Zamasu now also sees the walking contradiction that is of Goku Black, and to see that now for himself, he wants to go as far as to get his own answers by traveling into these said timelines, just to kind of see if what it was that Gowasu was telling him was in fact the truth. And so I cannot wait to show you guys what is about to transpire in the upcoming manga chapter, which is that of manga chapter number 9, which will of course be made available on my Patreon first for all of my Patreon members to see. So if you not only would like to support the channel but also gain exclusive access to sneak peeks, episodes, and so much more, then I do encourage you all to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming. The links to that will be located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, to where again, I want to thank you all so much for your time, thank you all so much for watching, and I will say this entire story is not going to go into the direction in which you think it might go in, but I will say this much: with Goku Black now initiating and resuming the Zero Mortals plan, things are most definitely now going to start getting very interesting moving on forward. So again, I want to thank you all so much for being here. If you guys are new, then be sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video right now by smashing that like button down below. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace!
Hello! Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi!
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.